High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
Here we are Wednesday morning, Taylor Burnett talking all things High Plains Technology Center, HPTC Talk Show, according to Katie Shirley. I did not forget Katie this week, so good job reminding me. Here we are, pre-Thanksgiving show. I've got two guests on. I'll let them introduce themselves. We will not do a show next week, but we're probably going to talk some turkey as well. I don't know, maybe some coffee talk, even though I don't drink coffee. But Taylor Burnett once again here with you, and I will let you go ahead. You can introduce yourself, Tasha.
Okay. I'm Tasha Swallow. I'm the new instructor for the Health Careers Program at High Plains.
And?
My name is Vanessa Van Zee, and I am a PN instructor at High Plains.
And so we kind of started the trend last week. I had new instructors on. I've tried to have some other new instructors on. They bailed on me. So credit to these two ladies. They are nervous, and so I'm going to make it even worse as we go on. But let's start out, instead of talking High Plains, Thanksgiving. What's your favorite Thanksgiving meal or part of the meal?
Okay, well, I'm not a turkey person. I like ham.
Oh, I get it. I get it. So that ham is your favorite thing to eat at Thanksgiving?
Well, and cheesecake.
Oh, well, but you're way non-traditional.
Ham and cheesecake.
Love the non-trad.
Chicken and noodles.
Chicken and noodles? So do you do the leftover turkey and noodles ever, or you just...
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like homemade chicken and noodles.
Okay, mine's pumpkin pie. Actually, mine's Cool Whip with the side of pumpkin pie.
Oh.
That's the only way to eat pumpkin pie, but I don't know why, because I only eat it that time of year, so that's my go-to. So, here we are a week away from everybody slaving away in the kitchen, so it'll be fun. So, ladies, I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay.
So, Vanessa's off the hook right now. So, talk a little bit about your experience that you're leading, what you led up to your time at High Plains Technology Center.
Okay, so I'm an RN. I started out in OB.
So those that don't know acronyms, RN is?
I'm a registered nurse.
Okay, and OB is?
Delivering babies.
Yes. Okay.
So started out delivering babies, and then I went to work in the OR, so surgery.
Yeah, okay, all right, there you go.
And then I really wanted something that worked better with my family life, so I applied for the teaching job for the Health Careers Program.
And this is your first year.
My first year, and I'm loving it.
Entering into the first, and you replaced a legend. So
I did.
Yeah, you
I've
did
heard.
replace a legend. So, all right, Vanessa, go ahead. What was your experience?
I was a licensed practical nurse first. I graduated from High Plains.
Yes.
Back in 2008. And then I obtained my RN, registered nurse, in 2015. I started out on the med-surg unit, just a medical floor unit as an LPN. I worked some clinic with Dr. Hunegart in her office.
All right. You got to see some weird things then, didn't you? Yeah.
And then
at surgery, you did too, probably as well.
I've worked ICU before.
Okay.
I've also, the last little bit, I've worked in surgery.
Okay.
As well. I've worked all areas in surgery.
So you both have seen some things you can't talk about.
Yes.
It's kind of like kind of like PTSD type stuff. Then
yes.
We'll save that for off the air.
Yes.
Awesome. And then you applied, and
I applied, and I just want to be part of it because I am an alumni of the PN program, and it's a fantastic program, and I want to be part of the success of the program.
That's so cool because last week we had Corinne on that was a part of the WIN program, and then Drew, who was a part of the he was CNA, I believe, if I remember correctly, and then went on as well. That's the cool thing about it. When you talk about hiring your own that understands it as well. Because, I think it's very important with what you both do. I've said it all along. My mother's had a lot of medical things throughout her life, and doctors might turn off your radio, but nurses really are the backbone of a hospital.
Yes.
In every aspect, it's from everything, CNA, all the way up to LPN, all the way to RN, CRNA. I don't care what it is. They are the backbone. And I know you guys probably agree more than anything when it comes down to it, but truly is. So what is the one thing, you mentioned quality of life a little bit, but what is the one thing that you've really appreciated coming on with High Plains? Vanessa, I'll go with you. I wanted to touch last.
I like the close-knit
Okay.
of High Plains. It's very welcoming from there's all little subdivisions.
Other than that bald guy down below,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No.
Nah. So like all the subdivisions, but it's all one, and met everybody during August Summit. That was really neat to see everybody.
You can
and
tell you're a new
welcome.
person when you say August Summit because we all say August Conference still, summer conference. That's the
Yeah.
funny thing. Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
So the close-knit aspect of it, that's neat.
Yes.
Okay, Tasha, go ahead with you.
Well, I agree with Vanessa, but I also like the opportunity that we get to give these students that are high school students, because it's unheard of. They're getting to learn things at a VOTEC. They get to get a biology certification from it, and then they get to pick a career path and come out of that certified to work as soon as they graduate high school.
Because I've had Felicia and Corbin on before. You guys have multiple, Vanessa, you're more, LPN, straightforward adult students. You have a lot of different avenues when it comes to things. So
We do.
Was that the hardest thing to grasp, I would say?
It is.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Because I'm not going to ask you all the programs.
Nope, there's
because
a
that
lot.
would be a big fail,
Yes.
probably. Because guess what? I would fail, and I've been there 15 years. So
Yeah, it's really fun, but just sharing my knowledge with those students and then helping them grow in whatever career path they choose is something that a lot of students don't get to do. It's
Yeah.
really awesome.
and truly hands-on
Yes.
experience and truly real-world experience as well. When you talk about, have you done the clinical side yet, or
They'll start clinical in March.
in March?
And high school students don't get to go out in the workforce and do clinical.
Okay,
So this is really
Well,
cool. for
See,
them.
that's where I just failed, Vanessa.
No, we do.
Okay.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying, like, other.
Oh, other places.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's
so
what I
our
thought.
students get to do clinical,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that's just not something that high school
I-
students
and
get to do.
that's the real aspect of it, because a lot of times a lot of people need the sounds and smells of the real world and sights as well.
Yes.
And I think that's very important.
Hands-on for sure.
Yeah. So, Vanessa, what's the one thing that has been kind of eye-opening to you? Because 2008 really wasn't that long ago when you went through the program, but here you are now as an instructor, first year into it.
Just the role from like going from textbook to computer
Uh-huh.
and the computerized testing.
Okay.
So that's how the success rate they've had 100% for
I
past 3.
see. I know you've got
So,
big shoes to fill with
yes,
that.
yes.
We talk about Tasha's big shoes replacing the legend in essence, but you really
Yes.
do as well. 100% pass rate.
for the past 3 years.
Yeah, and so folks that don't understand, I'll probably will have Mickey on later, but they have to take the NCLEX, and it's 100%. It's the licensing, 100% pass rate the last 3 years it's a big deal.
It is a very big deal.
Because guess what?
National average is, I think, 80-something%. I'm not 100% on that, but
there you go.
yeah, so
So we
we're
like to be
well
above
above
average.
average.
And it's sad because if you feel like you're let down, if it's even 80 or 92%,
But that's still good.
I know.
We need to
I
pat
agree.
ourselves on the back even with that. That is still good.
I have that
for-
conversation all the time. Nothing wrong with striving for excellence, but if you don't attain it and give it your all, it's not the end of the world. So what's been the hardest aspect for you to pick up then, Tasha, other than trying to learn everything with the program and everything, all the different avenues?
Just teaching high school students.
Okay,
High school students can be a challenge.
you're not very far
sometimes.
removed from a high school student.
Further than you think. So just kind of trying to teach them on their level, not
Okay.
a college level, even though we do teach like at a higher level.
Yeah, that A&P is not for the weak of heart.
No, it's not. So just trying to teach down to a high school student to get them to understand more at a college level.
Okay, all right. What's been the hardest thing on your side, Vanessa?
I was never taught to be a teacher.
True that.
And that's the career tech way. A lot of times what we do is we hire people that have been in the industry because we feel with being the hands-on experience that gives you the real world knowledge. Because especially when you're teaching adults, and high school is a little bit different, but when you're teaching adults, they're going to check you on things.
Absolutely.
That's what they want to do, and it happens. I've seen it in safety classes a lot of times with things, and I'm sure you probably are entering into it and you've seen it. So that's been the hardest thing. Then is
Just adapting to that, learning how to become a teacher. I mean, I know the stuff, but being able to present it and teach them.
how nervous were you guys the first day?
Not too.
Not too?
I would
Okay.
make sure I was prepared.
Okay, so you're prepared. You're one of those.
I am one of those.
Oh golly, I live with one of those.
I think Don came to my office before we ever started and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm studying."
So were you really studying?
I was.
Okay, all right.
These high school kids keep you on your toes.
And you know what I love is why I'm glad to have you both, why I kind of brought you both on, because you talk about the natural progression that you can do at Career Tech. Vanessa, you kind of alluded to it before, what you kind of did, but you can start in health careers, okay? You can get your CNA. You can't go further really with that, can you? In your program,
They can get their CNA, phlebotomy,
phlebotomy, but
EKG,
they can
stuff
get
like that.
they can get more than just CNA.
Yes.
And then you can go and you could do your LPN, and then what did you go and do?
Got
You
my RN.
went got your RN, and then if you wanted to, you can go even further than that. I know that when you guys talk about your programs, because they are different, but you're right, glass barrier really just separating the two of you. What about the working with each other as well with things? How's that going, and where do you see that going even further?
Well, she's actually getting us future students potentially
There you
from
go.
my program.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're loving nursing, she can be like, well, don't have to go far, just next door. You
Yeah.
can go, and they can start that. If being an adult, they can start that after they graduate high school.
Because what percentage of yours are 18? Do you know?
I think Mickey said that the average age was 27
Okay.
in our class
Okay.
or something of that.
You got
nature.
someone really old like me that.
And I could be off a little bit, but we have some that just right out of high school, and then we have some that are older.
Because I have a sophomore in high school that's wanting to go to health careers and wanting to go to a PN and then wanting to do the travel nurse
Yes.
RN. Especially young girls, that sounds a lot more attractive than
Very enticing.
Yes, it really truly is enticing, but it's kind of difficult at times though as
Yes.
well.
Nursing school is hard.
Yeah, no
at any
question.
level. At any level.
And being a traveling nurse is difficult as well. I do know that. So what is the one thing that you see technologically advancing in both of your fields? Whether it be what you did in the past or that you're seeing now as well as a teacher,
Well, we have the anatomage table.
which is so awesome.
Yes. I don't think the students realize how fortunate they are to have that to learn from.
Okay.
That is just something, being able to zoom in on every single body part and learn everything is,
Without giggling,
yes. It's
because
very
here
cool.
I am, I giggle at times. So I'm not.
Okay, well,
gonna
I'm
lie.
thinking like lungs.
No. So yeah. So what about you? What do you think
Like-
technologically advancement in nursing even or in the field that
I mean,
you think?
everything's going computerized now. That is a big push. So electronic charting is like almost a standard now. So probably real-time imaging probably going to be more readily available.
in the sharing of files, I
would be
guess,
my
probably
guess.
with things.
With Integris taking over here, they bring in a lot more technology to our role.
Because Drew
community.
talked a little bit about that last week.
Yep.
He said, with the upcoming, sharing of the data and having specialists looking
Yes.
at that
Yep.
are in, could be in Wichita,
Yep.
could be in Houston,
It
things
can be like
that.
telemed.
Yeah.
That's coming
Yeah.
to be more and more.
How do you train for that? Put someone in front of an iPad and say, here.
I'm sure they have ways to navigate through that, but
Yeah.
I'm not savvy.
No,
on
I'm
that.
not either, but it's what's coming.
Yeah.
The animatage table, though, or anatomage.
Anatomage, yeah.
Gosh, I don't know why I always do that. What do you think the coolest aspect of that is? I mean, because explain that a little bit to the viewers or the listeners. Sorry.
So there's people in the table that donated their body to science, and they have sliced it piece by piece. So you can look at whatever you want, skeletal system, nervous system. You can add what you want, take away what you want, name all the bones, name all the different organs. You can look at a pregnant body. You can look at
Okay.
a fetus.
Wow.
Anything you want to know.
And even a dog, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Because
So-
that does play into your.
And we have vet students, yes.
Yes.
So anything that you want to know about human anatomy, you can learn from this table.
I mean, folks, it blows me away how that is. I mean, you didn't have that in 2008?
No.
Yeah. Do you wish
Absolutely.
you would have had something?
I think it would be
You're
really
probably
neat.
still learning on
Yeah,
that now
yeah.
as well.
It's
so.
very neat.
Yeah. Okay. So we will see you guys this morning. But what's the one parting shot? Thanksgiving, since that's next week. Anything you want to say?
enjoy your ham and cheesecake.
Okay.
Enjoy family time because it's
Family
very,
time.
very precious.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing is one of the other great things is we're
Absolutely.
off all next week. You know,
Yes.
that's
So
and
excited.
I'm glad to hear you
Yes.
both say family because that's what matters, that quality of life scenario.
Absolutely.
Thank you both for what you're
Thank
doing. You
you.
guys both have hit the ground running and the sky's the limit.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right.
thank
Thank you.
you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.